Okay, the Cold War, Soviet versus U.S. Both countries were on hands and knees waiting for someone to shoot something at each other. The thought was whoever won the space race would win the Cold War. In 1957, the Soviets built Sputnik, the first artificial satellite to revolve the Earth. This put America back. It was like, we have to do something. America's goal was to land on the moon, but they also believed that the Soviets' goal was to put a missile base on there. Kennedy set a goal that before the 1960 decade ended, they would send a man to the moon, land it, and return them all safely. Today, I'm going to tell you about the different beliefs of America landing on the moon or not, the astronauts in the space program during the time, and NASA's response to the accusations of the moon hoax. There are many conspiracy theorists that believe we never made it to the moon and have many good points showing this. The pictures are a good example. In all the pictures that are taken on the moon, there are no stars in the background. It's a plain black drop. And if you look outside at night, you would see stars. So that answers the question, why are there stars in the back? Also, the backdrops in the pictures are almost identical in about 90% of the pictures. The hills are the same, the rocks, everything. But they all are supposedly taken at different times, different days, and miles from each other. In the cameras that were used, there are crosshairs, one in each corner. And in some of these pictures, the crosshairs show up behind the object or not in the object at all. The cameras that the astronauts used were directly implanted on the fronts of their suits. The suits were hard to maneuver, and the cameras were as well. But somehow, every single picture that was taken perfectly and accurately of the moon. In the pictures also, the shadow patterns raise questions. Shadows usually run parallel to each other, and in all the pictures, they intersect. There's a big point on the waving flag. Because there is no air on the moon, how is the flag waving in all the videos? When you see the astronauts walking on the moon, they seem to be walking very slowly without gravity. But if you double the speed, it just seems like they're running. The videos that were taken were also very grainy. Even for the lack of technology that they had, there should be higher quality. And they thought, the conspiracy theorists thought that NASA did this on purpose to hide certain flaws. Also, there were no background noises in any of the videos. The Lynx spacecraft was constantly running when they were on the moon, and somehow you could not hear the engine in any of the videos, but you could hear every noise that the astronauts made. During test trials in New Mexico, Neil Armstrong had difficulty landing the LIM device. He crashed over 17 times and never actually successfully landed it. But somehow he landed it 6 times perfectly on the moon. When the LIM device took off to return back to Earth, there should be an exhaust plume that leaves a crater on the moon, but there was none. Or none that anyone could tell. But somehow the simple footprints of the astronauts walking left marks. Now that we've talked about the findings and flaws in NASA's pictures, videos, and the problem with the LIM, I'm now going to explain to you the positive and negatives of all the people who worked with NASA and the moon program during this time. Brian O'Leary, a former astronaut, said that NASA had enough money and resources to fool the world. They had over $6 billion to spend on a fake movie or something like that. There were 6 original astronauts in the moon program. 3 unexpectedly died on Apollo 1 in a test run, January 27, 1967. No explanations were given for this crash. The families believed that the ship was intentionally sabotaged to quiet the astronauts. All 3 of these NASA astronauts that died all believed that NASA never had the power or capabilities of landing on the moon. Safety Inspector Thomas Barron had a theory about the crash. He was the one that examined Apollo 1. He had a 500-page write-up. 2 days before he went to Congress about it, he unexpectedly was hit by a bus and died. And that 500-page write-up has never been found. 10 other NASA astronauts also died unexpectedly during 1964 through 67. No explanations were given for their death either. Buzz Aldrin has also punched a conspiracy theorist after he was questioned about the moon probe, and Neil Armstrong has remained quiet about the situation. We have talked about the flaws in the astronauts, now we're going to talk about NASA's response to this. NASA usually just responds with common knowledge, saying that they do have facts, they have rocks, and complete evidence that they did land on the moon. And they have some sort of response to every theory given. And also, taken last month in the middle of the month, they had a strong enough camera to see the surface of the moon. Pictures that showed tracks of the rovers and astronaut tracks, and also the landing site pads. India and Japan both hope to return to the moon by 2020, and Japan hopes to have a moon base by 2030. So this shows that they do have confidence that NASA actually did make it to the moon and hope to return as well. The thing is, people will believe what they want to believe, and some people believe what they hear from conspiracy theorists, and some people ignore that and want to have faith that America made it to the moon and they want to support their country.